There is a lot of panic in Linda Mwananchi movement that is being led by the Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna. This is after bad message from the National Assembly emanated and reached in the tentacles and the edges of the party or the movement structures, where Kimani constituency member of parliament Kimani Ichung'wah attacked Edwin Sifuna and exposed his dirty linen in public, something that has been debated upon so much by different people in different platforms and also in different places. That Edwin Sifuna, in as much as he claims to be an eloquent, good, and also someone who to be the president of Kenya, who has been bashing other leaders of being incredible, or rather of losing credibility and also being dishonest and corrupt. He is the one who is corrupt to the core. And also here, Kimani Ichung'wah, who is the majority leader in the National Assembly, is saying that Edwin Sifuna has been distorting and extorting funds from governors in the name of grilling them over the usage of county funds. This is something that has taken a glimpse in political space in Kenya, and many people now are talking about it. Others questioning whether this can be true about Edwin Sifuna, because the kind of picture that Edwin Sifuna has painted outside here and the kind of person, or rather the kind of leader people know in Edwin Sifuna is not the one that Kimani Ichung'wah was illustrating. Watch this video.
Devolution, the greatest betrayer of the spirit of devolution is that person who uses an institution where you sit to extort governors. Because if you're extorting governors, those governors have nowhere to get money. Those governors must go and steal from their counties to be able to bring you money where you're extorting them in those committees. Honorable Speaker, you know, these are things that are in the public domain. Governors named Senator Sifuna as among the top extortionists in the Senate.
Kimani Ichung'wah seemed to be replying to what Edwin Sifuna said today in the Senate. While in the Senate, he was talking about what Raila Odinga stood for, and that is devolution. He said he was championing for the counties to be given 450 billion shillings from the national government as a way to make the counties to be independent, and also to allow devolution at his own space. But according to him, in as much as Raila Odinga is dead, he had his foot soldiers in the government, and worst of all, John Mbadi, who is the Cabinet Secretary Treasury, was at the center of the people who were closer to Raila Amolo Odinga. So according to Edwin Sifuna, who is the Legal Secretary General of the strongest party, and that is ODM, he's saying that he's so much embarrassed in John Mbadi, because Mbadi himself is the one who is making sure that the 450 million or the billion shillings are not disbursed to the counties, and therefore maiming Raila Odinga's plan. He further said, not even he said, he attacked directly the Alego Usonga member of parliament Samuel Atandi, who is the cabinet or rather who is the chair at the budget committee, saying that Atandi is the one who came out and rubbished claims that counties need an extra money to make it 450 billion. Saying that if they do that, the country is going to, let me use the word die, because there are no funds to disburse 450 billion. Therefore, Edwin Sifuna went rough on them, saying that he is so much embarrassed in them because they betrayed Baba. They betrayed Baba while Baba is away. If Raila Odinga maybe would be alive, they would not be doing that. But now they are doing it already. So this act Kimani Ichung'wah who equally reiterated saying that Sifuna is one of the extortionists we have in Kenya, one of the leaders who masquerade as people who have integrity, as people who are super honest, and as people who are credible, but inside them lives a very dishonest and also an extortionist devil living within Edwin Sifuna. He said this in regard to what has been said recently about governors. In fact, there's a time governors were striking, they said they can never appear before the Senate committees because those senators, they want to extort funds from them.
Speaker, what is most embarrassing is that Baba is being betrayed by his own people. By his own people. On this one, I'm not even going to blame William Ruto. For the first time, I am going to excuse the president on this one. We thought as members of ODM that after we have the head of treasury coming from ODM and is a former chairman of ODM, shame on you, Honorable Mbadi. You have shamed Baba because wherever he is right now, he's wondering, how is it possible that my main man is the head of treasury and they're the ones taking us around in circles here? It is even further annoying that the head of budget, the chair of budget in the National Assembly, Samuel Atandi, member of parliament from Alego, elected on ODM, is the one betraying Baba's dream to see 450 billion Kenya shillings going to devolved units. I am deeply embarrassed as the SG of ODM, that our own members can be the ones frustrating the dream of Raila.
Therefore, pointing out Edwin Sifuna as one of those senators who have been extortioning money from governors is something that has got people thinking. But again, I've been asking myself today, and if you've been following me, I've been talking so much about Sifuna. I'm one person who believes in Sifuna as campaigns, in Sifuna's ideology, and how he has been growing politically. In fact, even all pollsters, they are indicating that Edwin Sifuna's fame is rising at a very high speed than any other politician in Kenya. Do you think Edwin Sifuna, the Senator Nairobi, the leader, Linda Mwananchi, is an extortionist, as Kimani Ichung'wah is putting it? Do you think he is dishonest? Write your comment down there in the comment section. I'll be going through all the comments. Perhaps it can form a basis of whatever we'll be preparing to talk about in the next video. And of course, if you're new here, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing our content. And again, when you see people, let me call them parrots, when you see William Ruto's parrots start making sounds, know that they've been sent. When you see Kimani Ichung'wah making such an allegation against Edwin Sifuna, you should know who the owner is. You remember when William Ruto flew off the handle with Rigathi Gachagua, who was his deputy? The parrots and dogs of William Ruto, including Kimani Ichung'wah, were all over talking bad and ill of Rigathi Gachagua. Others were talking about his eating habits. Others were talking about killings. Others were talking about his personal relations with whoever he slept with, whoever impregnated. Maybe those stories were not true, because if they were true, there could be a case in a court going on right now. There wasn't. So that is the same strategy they are using to vindicate Edwin Sifuna. That is the same strategy they are using to try and treat Edwin Sifuna as a dishonest person. Remember, Edwin Sifuna is loved because people say he has not dirtied his hands in government coffers. He has not stolen from Kenyans. He has not shown any signs of being like William Ruto. And they know. They've now realized that Edwin Sifuna is rising so much, and he might be, he might be a very tough competitor going forward. Once they are done with the Gachagua, with the Kalonzo it will be easier. But with Edwin Sifuna, it will be not, or that it will be so difficult. That is why they've started early to taint Edwin Sifuna as an extortionist, as someone who does not, or rather who is not worth holding a public office, who cannot rise to presidency. I don't know what you think. Write your comment down there in the comment section. Let us talk, let us discuss. Perhaps it can form a basis for whatever I'm preparing to talk about in the next video. So if you're new here, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing our content. Hit the notification bell so that you can be receiving notifications each and every time we bring you a new content.